Fronting right from the start of the show. Whoa. What is that? Alright, here we go. What? R8RBEAR! Still shouting, still smiling. Woo! 10 years in, still no Super Bowl. Don't care. Raider Nation. For life. What's up, fam? Welcome to the show. It's your host, R8RBEAR, R8RBEAR Live. Oh, it's so narcissistic. I named the show after myself. I don't care, though. It had to be done. Woo! Often imitated, never duplicated. Nah, that fool with no hair that shouts like Ric Flair. Woo! What? You heard me. The R8RBEAR! Yeah. No, that's enough of it. Raiders! Wake the neighbors. Alexa, stop. I wonder if I have to try next time and say fade into black. See how she responds to that. Alexa, resume. Alexa, fade to black.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Dang it! We gotta work on your stuff, woman. Alexa, shush. Oh, it even picks up on shush. I like that. That wasn't a hush. Tradish! R8RBEAR Live. First comment. Woo! MVP tonight goes to John the Lion, usurping the old man's position and stepping in front of him and laying claim. I did Jim wrong today. I did him wrong. I came on early and I posted my show earlier than normal, and I just did our champion wrong tonight. And he made sure you knew it too. Second place, silver medal, Mark Vargas, the middleweight champion of the world, undisputed, Mr. Moji making son of a gun. Third place, bronze medal, the world heavyweight champion, down here slumming, just barely by the skin of his teeth. Got that last medal, Jim Vanderlyn. You know, John, you still have to clean up when you're done, okay? You can't leave a mess in front of a guy's yard. You can't do that. Honorable mention to S.A. Big Dog. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. We need a comeback against them Browns. If our OC sucks again, bring Bo back. He writes, LOL, because he knew. No, we didn't bring him Bo back. We signed an OG UDFA from Maryland. He played alongside DJ Glazer. Okay. I like that. All right, so let's get to Facebook. Oh, one of my favorite winners tonight. First place, numero uno, El Jefe, Carlos Boykins. It's like I deflate his name. It's awesome. What's up, Carlos? Welcome to the show, brother. Sup back to you. Carlos, you upset the heavyweight champion tonight, pushed him down to second place. My guy, Dustin King. What's up, brother? Got to see you again today. Saw him earlier today. Supporters only show. You guys got to know, supporters only shows are awesome. We have a great time. Ask Dustin King. Ask Steven Shaw. We had a sick time today just talking Raider stuff. And also Josh Russell made it by today. Appreciate that. One of my legends of the show. Brown, third place. My bronze medal goes to Lucky Pay. I like to explode on the P. Pace. Hey, I take this seriously. I do. I practice in front of the mirror. Pace. Pace. No, I don't really do that. No, Lucky, don't believe that. Don't do that. Honorable mention to Bob Standard and Chris Strong. Anna Diaz-Rincon, my first supporter ever in life. What's up, love? Welcome to the show. Cody Palmer with the Yo Bear. Cody, don't change that. You're the only person that Yo Bears me. I like that. I like having, little things. So you're my Yo Bear. David Pell, Clive, what's up? DPC, Mount Rushmore in the house. Steven Shaw, who I just honorable mentioned. There's my guy right there. Jim Garrison, what's up, Jim Garrison? Yo, Raider Bear. Okay, now we got a yo and a yo-yo. I like that. We got a yo and a yo-yo. Oh, look what my daughter did. Look at you. But look.
Oh, you already have it?
I caught you being sweet, though. No. Just take it. I'll drink it later.
There's the evidence.
That's right. I'll drink it later. I just got to get with this. Come here. Come here.
I didn't see your new layout.
Give me that face. Don't you love it? I love it.
Wait, where should I put this?
No, in the kitchen. Just put it in the kitchen. I'll get to it. If I have it on my desk, I'll just end up knocking it down. The purple looks great in your hair. All right, Steeler Val. What's up, Steeler Val? Hi, Tommy. Tommy, see, that was my little girl. All right, let's see. Keep it going. Pete Vasquez, how you doing, man? Nobody, and I mean nobody, does it like the Bear. Tell him, Pete. It's my guy. No, he gets one for that. Pete Vasquez! Pete, if your mom or your grandma or your girlfriend or your wife or your kids or someone else is there and they didn't get to see me do that and you want to look like a big shot, tell them that I do it whenever you need me to, because we're like that. We're boys. And then just let me know in the comments when they're watching, and if I see it, I'll do it again. Troy Gill, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Oso Raider, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Oso, I know you got my message where I hit you up, and I was saying I wanted you to let me know when these things are going on. And I mean, I know you guys were just in Vegas, taking shots in Vegas. I just got to get out of there, man. It's so hard. It's like life's so crazy, We just have so many responsibilities. I don't even want to go into that. It's so boring. But I got to get out there with you guys because, obviously I've been there with you guys in other ways, I always have a blast. It's always Raider Nation is a blast, but you guys, TNBC crew and yourself, you guys throw a good time, and I appreciate it. And I definitely want to be down in the next Airbnb. Count me in. Miguel Garcia, what's up? 559 Fresno in the house. I used to stomp around Fresno. Good people out there. No excuses, Jim. Look at John. John, knock it off. Okay, so I got some good news, or at least, I'll be honest with you, I think this is good news. I'm just going to roll into this. So we've had some problems at left guard. Now, mainly that's Cody Whitehair, and we had some trouble with him. We tried to motivate him a little bit by bringing in Andrus Peat. I believe that was in the Ravens game. I'm just guessing. I can't remember exactly, but that's not the important part of what I'm saying. What's important is that Cody Whitehair was struggling a little bit. He didn't get off to the start that AP wanted, and so he pulled him out. He put in Andrus Peat. Andrus Peat played about a quarter, and then they went to halftime. And then when they came out of halftime, they had Cody Whitehair back in there. So it was really just more of a kick him in the butt, saying to him, "Hey man, you got to win your job every day." And every day you go out there and you play badly is the day you could lose your job. And I'm sorry. I'm going to say some stuff that's going to surprise some of you. I know that you love me and I love you guys too. And remember, consider a subscription to Raider Bear Family Page. It's just $5 a month on Facebook. You can cancel it anytime, but you won't want to because if you do the math, it's about $60 for the entire year. But anyway, moving forward, check it out. Subscribe. Raider Bear Family Page, because we do a lot out there in the world, and I know you guys already know this, so I hate sometimes hitting you with all the, we do this, and we do that, and we do this, because it sounds like bragging, but we do a lot to save lives out there. We really, really do, and I'm talking save lives. We really do. We sent out so many COVID shots, and we were saving little girls in ambulances, and we were sending kids to school in Africa. We've been getting kids seen in helping to pay for early onset cancer with St. Jude's, and just, look, here I am doing it again. I'm sorry, I'm shutting up. I can't wait till next time, too, brother. I got much love for you. I hope you know that. I don't just say that to everybody, but I do. I got love for you, brother. John! Man, John's just talking junk tonight. Someone go get the Gatorade or the Diet Mountain Dew or whatever he's drinking in that has way too much caffeine in it. As I suck down this huge cup of coffee, telling him to stop with the caffeine. Always good times. Oh, so I appreciate that. Armando Medrano, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Always looking good with you and the missus. Okay, so moving back to what I was saying. So Cody Whitehair is going to be given an opportunity, but they have a little bit of a plan there that they might execute. So in the next couple days, I'll keep looking into it, and then I'll report about it more. And I should know more by Friday, because by Friday, we'll have more of an idea of what's working in practice right now. And here's what I mean. They're thinking about, since Dylan Parham is back, and for those of you who hadn't heard, Dylan Parham is 100% now, so they want to put him back potentially at right guard. Thayer Munford is struggling at right tackle. He's got a little bit of banged up injury right now. We'll go into the injury report in a few minutes. And then because of that, there's a chance that Thayer Munford may not play. Now, if that's the case, we may see super stud rookie sensation DJ Glaze of Maryland at right tackle. Fantastic skills, great feet, even though he has big size. He's young, he's got great cardio. I mean, the guy, he's 100% right now. Now, so much so, this is what's being talked about. Maybe you take Cody Whitehair out, you move Dylan Parham from right guard to left guard, and then you insert as the starter Jackson Powers Johnson next to DJ Glaze. So we would have a rookie right tackle and a rookie right guard starting. I just felt everyone's cringe. Because no matter how good they may be, they're rookies, you know what I mean? So I gotta believe, and I mean this seriously, and I think some of you will get this, male or female, doesn't matter. I think you guys will get this. When you play anything, I don't care if it's Monopoly, poker, spades, whatever, dominoes. When you play in any sort of team way, you look to support that person, even if you know in your mind quietly that you're a better player than that person, or they're just really new to the game and you want to play, and so you let the new player in. So you're trying to carry them to a certain extent. I don't think that's going to happen here, because in reality, Jackson Powers Johnson is an extremely physical pancake style guard. He is very powerful. Now, when I say that, you say to yourself, well, wait a minute, don't all guards, play physical and with strength? No. Most guards only deal with physically strong guys on the interior. You don't see the Max Crosby types on the middle interior of the defensive line. So what they end up blocking the majority of the time are your bigger guys who are really in there more to bang than they are to do spin moves and swims. And, they're not going to try to be fancy with you. They're coming at you. They try to throw you out of the way with one individual move and power, and then they try to go at the quarterback. So there are those that would argue, including myself, that playing right guard, playing left guard is always going to be easier than playing tackle. Guards just have it easier because the tackle and the center squeeze into the guard. So in effect, they help the guard. They put the guard on an island against an individual. So for example, if they snap the ball and the guard steps back and the person in front of the guard runs away from him, he knows it's a stunt. So you don't chase the guy, you release him to the right tackle, and then you pick up whoever the right tackle's guy is that's trying to roll from the other side and create confusion. But you do see sometimes with younger players, he may chase his block, and now that original defensive end gets around, because the right tackle and the right guard end up defending at the same time one individual at defensive end that created the stunt, and then the other guy coming from the swoop gets in there and gets a hit on the quarterback, or at the very minimum, gets pressure if they misread it in that way. Those are the kind of things we want to look for, because I'll be honest with you, they're talking about it because I think they're trying to get us ready for it. I think we're absolutely going to start DJ Glaze at right tackle and Jackson Powers Johnson at right guard. Then we're going to have Andre James at center, which, we're solid there. And then at left guard, instead of Cody Whitehair, they may start Dylan Parham there, because remember, Dylan Parham originally started there before we got Cody Whitehair. So they may give him his job back just because he's going to outplay Cody Whitehair at that position at this point. Who knows if Cody Whitehair is ever going to be, solid enough to own the position entirely, because you're trying, at this point, you're trying to replace him. We're only 3 weeks into the season. I mean, 3.5, we're going into week 4, but, to be thinking that early on about pulling, your left guard for Dylan Parham. I mean, and you moved Dylan Parham from left guard to right guard because you thought you had a strength by bringing in Cody Whitehair, but yeah. What's up, Troy Gill? Welcome to the show. Always looking for the new news from the Bear. Appreciate that. Let's see. Dustin King. After we get to Watson a few times, we should be able to shake him up and throw him off his game. We need to watch out for an Amari Cooper game. I'm sure he wants payback of some sort. Well, that's never going to stop. It doesn't matter if he's playing for Dallas or Cleveland. Wherever he ends up, he'll probably have a third team. It was that 4. Yeah, he'd be a fourth team. If he gets a fourth team, when he sees us, he's going to want to light us up. I mean, it's just always going to be there. I don't know why it would be different now. It wouldn't be different for me. You know what I mean? I expect anytime we play Green Bay that we're going to get a 200-yard game out of Josh Jacobs. Josh, you're down to only one leg. Give me the ball. He would probably do it too. Problem with Deshaun Watson is I don't know if he's going to be able to find Amari Cooper. I would take a step further, and I would say to you, I kind of do hope he puts the ball in the air, because obviously the mechanics of a successful run play are much easier to perform than the mechanics of an offensive pass play, where the offensive linemen all have to block properly, and the quarterback has to be able to step into his throw, and the wide receivers have to get through their routes. They have to shake their defender, and maybe if he's being double teamed, lose the help and try to get open for a play. So it's much harder to complete passes than it is to get your running game right. And so I could see a scenario where the Browns and the Raiders are going to open the game trying to figure out who can run on who. The game is going to start out like chess. There's not going to be this just volume of throwing. First off, Deshaun Watson is a shell of himself. I don't know why more people aren't talking about it. It's weird what they're doing in Cleveland. I don't understand what they're doing. If it's me, I trade him right now. I would trade him right now. If I'm in Cleveland, I'm the owner, I trade him right now. I would call Pittsburgh and say, what's up? Let me talk to Justin Fields. Give me Russell Wilson, and I'll give you a couple things, and maybe give me your guy. But they've got to get out from under him. Deshaun Watson is going to get hit with a mountain of female sexual assault suits. And, we know they're already there and everything. But for those of you who don't know, whenever you have a lot of money, whenever you're a rich person and someone sues you, if you get yourself an accomplished lawyer, I can tell you for an absolute fact. This is a fact. You can pick up your Yellow Pages or look in the Yellow or look online or whatever you want. Call any lawyer you want and ask this question. Can a good lawyer keep you out of court and out of jail for a minimum of 2 years in any lawsuit outside of murder? Well, and rape. Outside of murder and rape. Now, the answer is yes. They can keep you out of court for 2 years minimum, just with challenges, schedule changes. They can do it. And the reason they do it is because they want the public to slowly get less and less angry about it, because it gets more and more in their rearview mirror and people think about it less, so they're less passionate about it. And that's what he's waiting for, is that eventually he's going to run out of time. He can no longer wait. The judge and the law are going to basically say, okay, this is it. On December 27th, December 16th, he's got to be there. and then he'll have to be there, and they won't be able to make any more excuses. Once he goes to trial, it's over. He's going to be found guilty. He's going to prison. That's why he's playing terrible. That's why he's throwing the ball all over the yard, and he looks like garbage. He looks nothing like he did when he came into the league, man. That guy was a stud. I mean, I thought he had a chance to be one of the best in the league. Remember, him and Patrick Mahomes were building a rivalry, and he was still on the crappy Texans, finding a rivalry with a guy who had the Chiefs money and the Chiefs, organizations and their runs at rings, all right there, ready to go. And there's little Deshaun Watson hanging with him with a lousy Texan team. And then just all the sexual harassment stuff hit, and it just broke him in here and here. You can just tell he doesn't have it anymore because he walks around like he's got a scarlet letter on his forehead. Like everyone around him knows that he did do what he did. What he's accused of, he did it. He just did, and he's gonna be found guilty. Now, I shouldn't just say he did it. He's guilty. He did it. I really shouldn't do that because it's guilty until proven. It's innocent until I did it just now. It's innocent until proven guilty, and that is true. That's factual, and I believe that. And he is an African American. We've seen African Americans never get a fair shake in ways like this, where we've seen in other situations they do. Even with all his money and power, he's gonna get OJ'd. Except not like in the second one where they got OJ going to Vegas and put him away for a dime. They're going to get him on the first try. Oh, I know. I'm sorry, Anna. I got to get better about that. Frankie Raider Baloo. All right, so about the business decisions. Now, they've obviously already thrown Jack Jones on the under the bus about this, saying it was him. They've pointed out a particular play where he didn't help against the run. Look, I want to be clear, okay? I love it. I love it. Why do we always have to live by these politically correct rules? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not like a conservative or a liberal, and I kind of skirt the line between both, depending on the issue. And on this particular situation, I don't like that everyone immediately went to keep the business in-house. Don't talk about your players or say business decisions and things like that. Do that internally with the players. Why? Now, because you got to show respect to the player because he is a grown man, okay? These are grown men. It's hard for us to think like that sometimes. It's like there's a suspension of disbelief where we see these guys as young men, when in reality, a lot of them are older than us and they have contracts and wives and kids and boats and homes and all that stuff. They're paying for their mom's house and their dad's house because they got divorced. So I don't have a problem with this. I think it's old school. I think AP is saying, look, if you don't do the job, I'm going to tell you on camera. I'm going to tell you off camera. I'm going to tell you in the building. I'm going to tell you out of the building. And if someone asks me how I feel about what's going on, I'm not going to bite my tongue. I'm quoting him. I'm quoting AP. I know a lot of you saw it, but he said, and I quote, I don't bite my tongue. And so he's in effect saying, if I get asked the question and that's some business that I have, I'm gonna if I feel like I'm gonna talk about it, I'm gonna talk about it. Now, we're dancing dangerously close to AP losing the locker room. And I know that's extreme. I know that's a lot to hear right now because we're only in week 3 and we just went into the love affair with this guy. But that's a big one. You know what I mean? No matter how much you may love that girl, she's got hips for days and tight dresses and skirts and heels. But if she cheats on you, she cheated on you. You know, you're not going to just be okay with all those things about her that are assets and attributes to why you like her. You're going to get mad. Well, he's basically told the locker room, if I see you slacking on your stuff, I'm going to call you out on it. I'm going to tell the press I don't like the effort I saw from that guy. And we've seen this quietly. He did it with Cody Whitehair. I mean, we barely started the game. And he's like, get him out of there. And he pulled it out in the first quarter. You know? I mean, that's a little bit rough. That's a little rough. I mean, he may have been making mistakes, but that's a little rough. I mean, no matter who the player is, rookie or veteran, early in the first quarter, you know, because of a play here or a play there, get him out of there. You know, I don't know. We have to evaluate AP realistically. I know we all dig him. You know, we love the fact that he's got the backstory. Compton, Oakland, huge Raider guy. As far as always loved the roster, always loved the team. If excuse me, if he does a poor job or he makes mistakes, we have to call him out on that. We can't just, rah, rah, support him. We should support our coach, but no differently than we did with Josh McDaniels. Even though Josh McDaniels was the birth son of the devil himself in New England, who we were putting foots in, he became our coach, and we accepted him. We didn't like it. We made it plain we didn't like it. But then when the season started, like Raider fans do, we accepted it. Because we're loyal to the black and silver soil. Raiders! Now, having said that, he then turned out to be a boob, a nincompoop, a moron, a nitwit. I'm going to stop there. The rest of it's followed with foul language. But the point is we got rid of that bum. Now, I don't see AP that way. Don't get me wrong. I'm not in any way trying to compare the two or say there's a problem this early. But we got to get things going. They've got to get things going. Corinna! Hello! Stars contributed to the show. Get this reaction. And they also contribute to charities that we work with all over the world. I mentioned already, so I'm not going to do all that again. Only because I don't want to bore you. Frank Raider-Valou said, our offensive coordinator coach is not fired. Will get us another L this weekend. Okay, let's talk about what we have in front of us. So, first, he did say to Luke Getsy, if he doesn't get his act together in this next game, he's going to ship him back to Chicago. Now, I don't think that's true, but I love that he said it. I love this heat he's creating. He's saying, yeah, y'all love me because I brought that heat, and I showed you I'm tough, and I showed you I know old school football. But now it's time to put up or shut up, and you're going to get the other side of what old school football looked like. If you don't perform, we don't give you a bunch of time because you were a first-round pick and you got a $16 million bonus or whatever it was. Tyree Wilson. NFL, which stands for not for long if you keep playing like that. And see, I love this. I don't want him to be protected. He shouldn't be protected. If he's not playing well to meet up to what he's supposed to meet up to, then bounce. And to me, honestly, why couldn't you still get something for the guy, even if he played terrible for us? He's a first-round pick. He's big as a moose, and anyone in the league would see the opportunity to shape the rest of the guy's young career. I'd take a shot on him. Maybe it's the Raiders. Maybe it's the Raiders' physical conditioning staff. Maybe they're not handling appropriately. You know, if I'm another roster, I'm considering that. Especially if I'm the Niners. They've been taking our sloppy seconds for a minute now, but they might hit it on this one. If he gets around the right guys and they can protect him and keep him in one-on-ones, make him an interior defensive tackle and stop trying to make him a defensive end, which he never will ever really be because he has no bend. He has no physical flexibility whatsoever. So that was never going to happen. It's not going to happen for us. Whatever we're doing with Tyree Wilson right now, it's just in a matter of time before he's not a Raider. Troy Gill. Oh, no, that wasn't Troy. Who was that? Frankie Raider-Valou said, Zeus who? Bring in McAllister now. Frank Raider-Valou, this is just the kind of thing I was kind of trying to say, is that a fan like yourself has got to love this coach now because he's showing you that he's listening and he thinks like you do. If he does not see results from a player, there is no hierarchy. You get pulled, you sit down, and you watch the guy who plays the same position as you run out on the field. He's not playing. And to be honest with you, I love it. I literally love it. I don't understand why you could have other guys. Why should we care how Cody Whitehair feels? Pull him, Move Parnham to left guard. I think that's brilliant. Just put him back where he already played well with Colton Miller. He's got a better rapport with Colton Miller than Colton Miller does with Cody Whitehair. And then you bring in Jackson Powers Johnson. You let him do his thing at right guard, which is smash guys. And then you bring in DJ Glaze at right tackle. And now we're getting somewhere. You know what I mean? And you got to take the reins off Gardner Minshew. Haven't any of you noticed? Don't you remember? You guys watch my show. What was it that happened? It was in the second or third preseason game, and the Raiders were complaining that Gardner Minshew kept rolling out of the pocket. They said he rolls too much. We don't like it. Stay in the pocket. You're trying to change the kind of quarterback he is going into the season with a new offense already on his back and getting to know his teammates, but that's not enough. Now we should change how he plays? I was surprised to get that from Coach P. I was really surprised by that. An old school coach would know better, and he is an old school style coach, but I don't think he's gotten that part, and I hope that Philbin or Marvin Lewis, the other two head coaches that he brought in, old school veteran head coaches that he brought in from the Dolphins and the Bengals respectively, he brought them in. I hope one of them tells him, you can't hold him and tell him be this. You know what I mean? If he wants to roll out because he sees that or he feels pressure and it's organic and he can make plays still, then let him do it. You're changing what he is. Now he's not as effective as he was because we're wasting 4 or 5 plays every game he starts, where those 4 or 5 plays are plays where he probably would have rolled out, or he may have just tucked the ball and took off, and instead he doesn't want to disappoint the coaches and the staff, so he stays in the pocket as long as he can. We're going to get the guy hurt, or just playing a poor percentage, football. And it's not all that bad. If you look at most of his numbers across the board, yards, pass completions, etc., things like that, his numbers aren't bad. They're not bad. His numbers are decent. He's better than some of these other quarterbacks in the league for sure. At least statistically so far. So Frank Raider Baloo said, I'm the OC. Pass, pass, pass. Well, actually, Frank, in that particular game against the Ravens, if we hadn't passed on every down in that late part of the game, we don't have a win right now because the running game's not there. We are dead last in running attack. Now, everyone's asking, how do we make Zeus better? What's wrong with Zeus? Is Zeus going to be better? My answer to you is, it depends on the line. He ain't Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs was a legend and is going to be a Hall of Famer, and we're all going to remember him because he was great beyond this line. So even when the line had problems, he was great. He just wasn't, if the line was good, he would get 17 yards a carry. And when the line is bad, he gets 7. You know what I mean? I get what everyone says when they say, oh, they miss Josh Jacobs. Let it go. You got to let it go. I've let it go. Even with me bringing it up right now, we should have kept him. No. Financially, it wasn't there. The relationship, the bridge had been burned. He'd already been through 2 general managers and 2 head coaches and 1 stupid owner saying, no, I don't want to find more money. So, now he's going to bring his talents to Green Bay. But I'm wondering how long that's going to last. I really am. I don't know if we're going to get lucky or not, but I really do. And I don't wish this on anyone, but I really do think we're going to get lucky. And Josh Jacobs is not going to avail himself in Green Bay. And he has already so far. He's off to a good start. I just don't see that continuing. I think he'll do just what he did with us. He'll have great games. He'll have great numbers. He'll get banged up. He'll have to miss a game, maybe 2. Then their season, they'll have a heartbreaker loss one way or another, but to someone here or there. And then maybe they make it in the playoffs, but are they going to have their quarterback luck back? Is he going to be as good? We'll see. Or Love back? Is he going to be as good? I don't know. Is Frank Reich available for OC? I think that's out there, Troy Gill, but I don't think that P's going to fire. I don't really think he's going to fire Luke Getsy until we get to week 8. If we get to week 6, week 8, and he's still throwing up L's and causing us problems, they'll definitely make a move. Doc Raider, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. They can shuffle the offensive line however they want to, as long as it improves. I like Jim said on your last show, get away from that zone blocking nonsense because we don't have the personnel for it. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Lucky, I'm doing real good. Appreciate the hello. Welcome to the show. Pinball Minshew. Yeah, you got to let him be who he is. If you keep saying to him, don't do this and don't do that and don't do this, I don't like that. Bear, I might spell his name wrong, but has Dylan Laube seen the field yet? If not, why not? He's considered 4th on the running back depth chart, so that's really why. But in truth, it doesn't make sense to me why you have a weapon that you know works, but you're not using it because you have to feature your 1, 2, and 3 first. It just doesn't make sense. Do you really think that if Dylan Laube were on the Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills or the Dallas Cowboys, that they wouldn't be finding him the ball? How about the Rams? You know, smart teams that have smart offenses. How about the Eagles? Yeah, Dylan Laube would have had snaps by now. He'd have yards by now. The fans supporting him and ability and plays that were successful on the field already, to where you'd have to start to say to yourself, hey, you know what? We're going to have to move him up in the depth chart. We're going to have to start inserting him in drives. You know what I mean? When we script out our plays to start the game, the first 14, I want at least 4 of them to have Dylan Laube out on the field. Not saying you have to go to him, but I want to say at least 4 plays where he's on the field, and I can either potentially audible into a high shotgun, delay run play, or hit him on the bubble screen. We got to see that. I don't know. I don't understand what we're doing. I don't understand what we're doing. I'm just being honest with you. I don't understand what we're doing. And I think part of that is Luke Getsy. He's too rigid in what he's doing instead of moving through the personnel, switching in personnel for certain plays, and then attack. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing creativity. Bear, how injured is Mad Max actually? I'm worried the defense will fail tremendously without him. Carlos, I don't honestly... I don't sweat you the way you feel about that. I kind of agree. I don't think that we should be a defense that is the cornerstone of one guy. So if Max can't play, obviously that sucks. He's our best defensive player. But if we can't play defense and get stops because we lose one guy, then we're not good enough anyway. And so there would be nothing to talk about. You know what I mean? Now don't get me wrong. I don't think that. I think we're going to play well. I think there's a chance that we could still get the win, whether he plays or not. But we do have to prepare ourselves for the fact that there is a strong chance that he won't play. Because he did not practice today, and there's a chance he won't practice tomorrow. And if that's the case, then he's not playing. You can't miss 2 out of your 3 practices and then get out on the field. I don't see that. You're going to risk him, week 4. Really getting hurt. And by the way, his injury is defined as a high ankle sprain. So I would imagine he's going to be out. All right, so let's just go over that real quick. Let me go to the injury list real quick. So did not practice. Everyone I'm about to mention did not practice on Wednesday. They're either too injured or just were told you can't practice. Do not practice. Max Crosby, DNP, did not practice. Divine Diablo, DNP, did not practice. With Max, it's his ankle, like you were saying, and with Divine Diablo, it's an oblique ab muscle. Okay, Thayer Mumford Jr., knee and ankle, did not practice. DeCamarion Richardson, hamstring, did not practice. So we got 4 guys, essentially, that did not practice. Of the other guys, because we only had 7 on the injured list, was Colton Miller, Tyree Wilson, and Christian Wilkins. And the good news is they all got full practice. And they all, Tyree Wilson and Christian Wilkins are both nursing a knee, and Colton Miller is that same shoulder. But all 3 men got full practice. Whereas on the other side of the ball, where the Browns are, wow. Joe Bitonio, limited practice. Jack Conklin did not practice. Javion Cohen, guard. So their guard, their offensive tackle, and another guard all had limited or did not practice. So their offensive line is, really banged up. James Hudson, another offensive line, limited practice. DeJuan Jones, offensive tackle, another offensive lineman, knee, limited practice. Wow. Wow, another one. Jedrick Wills. Knee. Did not practice. Wow. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. 6 guys from their offensive line on the injured list. And of the 6, let's see. Limited practice. Did not practice. Limited. Yeah, none of them got a full. Wow. Not one of them got a full practice. And the other ones did not practice whatsoever. They couldn't even get out on the field. Wow. Their star defensive end, Alex Wright, triceps muscle, limited practice. Man, they are banged up. Myles Garrett, their star, best defensive end on their team. He's their Max Crosby. He's got a foot issue, an Achilles stress, and a thigh contusion. Did not practice at all. And they're basically saying that they don't think he's going to play. The press is already went in on that one. Their running back, Jerome Ford, wow, knee injury, did not practice. Wow. David Njoku, tight end, ankle, that's one of their stars, did not practice. Pierre Strong, running back, one of their better running backs, did not practice. Wow. Week 3, and they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've got 7. They have as many DNPs as we have guys on the entire injured list. Oh my God, they're in trouble. I mean, it's everywhere. Their middle linebacker missed practice. 2 defensive ends. Man, this guy Owosu Koromoa, their linebacker. Jeez, they just got hella guys on this list. There's 3 defensive ends on here. Their best one and 2 others. That's incredible. So we're going to get, all the opportunity to go out there and win this game. Kenny! Well, let me extend that pinky for all the way in the land of whiskey and crumpets. My friend all the way out from the UK. I appreciate you, brother. Where is that white running back? I can't think of his name from the small school. You're thinking of Dylan Laube, Bill Cox. We were just talking about him, so I know I answered your question already. But I don't know why they're not letting him play. Other than that, he's the 4th running back on the depth chart. And so if he's the 4th running back on the depth chart, you just feel like for example, there are things they feel that Amir Abdullah can do that they don't need to try to put Dylan Laube in that same play. And I disagree completely. I think Abdul is a good running back, but I don't think in bubble screens that he reads protection and blocking to set things up and then, move aggressively down the field the way Dylan Laube does. I don't see it. Dylan Laube, that's his bread and butter play. Whereas with Amir Abdullah, you get a few yards and he goes down. I don't know. I like the kid. I really do, but they've got to get Dylan Laube on the field. I got 24 points from Cooper in fantasy points last week. Nice, Tanamoku. I'm not worried about Max playing. There was a game last year where the day before his knee was swelled up like a large grapefruit. He had it drained. It was on the field the next day. He might not be 100%, but if he's 80, he's better than most. Jim, I don't like that. I don't want our best player risking making this a season-ending injury or just a significant one where he misses 5 games. I don't like it. I would give him the rest against the Browns because we should be able to beat the Browns. If we can't beat the Browns without him, then our season has no hope anyway. If you play bad teams, you're supposed to beat bad teams. Now, the Browns right now are just bad. They just are. We've made mistakes, but roster, name for name on the roster, are way less injuries. They have twice as many injuries as we do. I didn't look at exactly how many people were on the list. Let me see. They have 16 men on their injured list. 16 in week 3. That's unheard of. So we should be able to take it to them. We really should. Victor Ribby, I feel the same way. Seeing the Niners lose has been nice. Tyree got a boat now, a sinking boat. Yeah, Frank, but he's still got value. He's still young, and there's still an argument that his first year was bad because he was rehabbing a surgical foot. And anyone that knows anything about big guys, when you get surgery on your feet, not only is it career threatening, but when you rehab it, you have to be ultra careful. Because if you F it up a second time, that's it. It will now start to go, even when you get to totally healthy. You could take the rest of the season off. Come back next year, and by week 2, 3, 4, 5, who knows when, it just would go again. So you can't. You gotta really take care of it. Raider fan, what's up? Welcome to the show. It just hurts because they asked Raider Nation to show up and black out, and we did, but the team didn't. Anna, it's hard to argue, but I mean, even some of the players have kind of quietly said, when you're losing by 20 plus, you start shutting it down. You don't want to take risks. You make business decisions because you want to make sure you're still playing next week and that you're healthy. You don't want to get a useless injury late in the game that you can't win, or that you feel like because of the momentum being against you all day, which it pretty much was. We really never got ourselves going. Yeah, Mark Vargas, you got to let Minshew do his thing. You got to let him let his hair down and just let him be himself. And right now, it feels like they're choking him. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that he should roll out on every play that he wants to, because he was rolling out too much. And for those of you who understand the rollout, you understand that you're eliminating half of the field. In reality, more than half, because you don't want to throw to the middle of the field. You can't throw across the middle of the field. You can only now throw to the side you're rolling to. So if I roll right, I can only throw on the right side hash and somewhere in there, and either deep or short or middle, whatever the case may be. But you're stuck to the right side. You've shrunk the field by rolling out that way. So if you roll out, it's got to be there. It's got to be a reason. It's got to be because you see a crossing route and you want to give yourself a little bit more time and then throw into that crossing route, that kind of thing. If it's that, then okay. But see, I think Gardner Minshew knows which plays have those routes because he feels really comfortable rolling, reacquiring where a guy is, and then giving him that running, sprinting, kind of jumping throw that he does. And that ball, it pops out of his hand when he does that. When he's allowed to really step into his throw, especially running, hey, he'll put a laser on you. And so if we let him do that and get that back into his repertoire where he can audible every once in a while and move away from whatever side the blitz may be coming or pressure may be coming from, maybe he helps the right side and DJ Glaze and Jackson Powers Johnson by rolling left, once in a while and letting them win their matchup whether they win it or not. Because if he rolls left and they get burned, they're still going to have to cross the field to get him if he rolls to his left away from the pressure. So that's a way to help your line. If we get rid of Luke Getsy, who is out there that we could bring in as our offensive coordinator that is any good? Well, first, we wouldn't bring anyone in. We would probably run the same thing. We would just run it differently because you don't want to. You can't do that kind of a earthquake of a change to an NFL team and what they're doing in the middle of a season and expect it to work. It almost never does. I mean, if you brought in a guy who's an offensive coordinator who's a real genius and can come in, he can see your personnel and then put something together. I mean, okay, then, maybe. But it would have to be someone in the coaching ranks that we know, is confirmed is a hell of an offensive guy. Maybe the guy, I'm forgetting his name now, but remember he was with the Chiefs all that time and then he went over to the Redskins. Now he's just had a little bit of success with the Redskins, but I would maybe inquire with the Redskins and see what's going on with him. TNBC Merced in the house. What's up, Miguel? Welcome to the show, brother. Love that profile picture. You guys look really happy. Tell me why we don't use Mayer. Mayer is not quite as gifted yet at reading the field the same way as Brock Bowers. He also is not as loose and fluid in his hips and his route running as Brock Bowers. He just isn't. And I'll be honest with you, I love Michael Mayer. I love Michael Mayer. He's one of my favorite players. But there is no doubt that Brock Bowers, if Michael Mayer's an 8 Brock Bowers is a 12 on a scale of 1 to 10. You know what I mean? He's just, you guys don't know how good we have it. You know what I mean? Brock Bowers is just, he can play, man. I mean, we really nailed it. That's a lifetimer. We're going to remember Brock Bowers 30 years from now. He's going to be one of those guys where we go back and we say, oh, yeah, remember that guy, Brock Bowers? And we're going to speak well of him because, you know, he's got some serious talent. Have a good night, Raider fan. Where's the love for Boston? Who in Boston? You a Red Sox fan? Mr. R8RBEAR, I'm not sure if God cares who wins or loses a football game, but I just said a prayer for Mr. Crosby. God doesn't care who's playing in the football game, Tommy, because he has no stake in either team winning. So God's a watcher just like everyone else. He's not going to make a team, win. He's not going to use his power to make a team suddenly better. That's not his way. R8RBEAR, I can see your point about Crosby, but I would have suited up, and if the game is closed and whatever is replacing him isn't cutting it, then put him in to close the game out. Well, Doc Raider, I could see a scenario where you don't have him start, and then you bring him in on third down, and then you do it again on third down, and you just keep kind of rotating him in and out. And then if you get into the late in the third and he's feeling good, maybe you just start letting him go. You know what I mean? But I don't like it. Not in the game against the Browns. If he goes in there against the Browns and his high ankle sprain becomes a broken tibia, then what do we do? How are we going to feel about him having been in there against the Browns? Half of Raider Nation is going to say, damn it, he shouldn't have been playing. While all of us wanted him to play, and then we'll all say he shouldn't have been playing. Sorry, Mayer could be a beast over the middle and then opens up other things. Well, Eric Bell, I think that's part of why Brock Bowers has been open, because Michael Mayer's been doing some things to help him get open with his route running and his blocking and so on. But I think they're featuring Brock Bowers a little bit more because I think he's just a little bit more gifted, a tight end. He's not far and away better than Brock Bowers, but he's better than Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is better than Michael Mayer. He just is. He just is, and it's not close. And I love Michael Mayer. I'm telling you, Notre Dame kid. I loved when he came in. I loved his story about how he walked on to Notre Dame and said, I'm the best player here, get me the ball. And then he proved it, and he was the best player there, and they got him the ball. So, and then that new stat, combat catches, he was the best in college football his last season. So I'd like to see him out there. AFC's non-divisional wins are great. We currently own any tiebreaker with the Ravens, and we can get another one against the Browns and the Chiefs. Because our first game against the Chiefs, is it at home or on the road? I can't remember that part of the question. Hold on. Let me see here, because I've got the schedule right here. First game against the Chiefs. Okay. Oh, okay. The first game against the Chiefs, we're at home. So that's nice. So, we've got a real run in front of us here, guys. The Browns, we know we're going to get it home. They stink. The Broncos, we have to go on the road, but the Broncos stink. The Steelers are playing good, but they have to come to us. The Rams, we go on the road, but the Rams are all banged up. And then the Chiefs come to us, and the Chiefs have been struggling to start the season. That's 5 games. Now, no, I don't think we can win 5 in a row. But is it possible? Could there be a better rotation of 5 teams in front of us to beat? No. And then look what happens after that Chiefs game. The Bengals struggling. The Dolphins struggling. The Broncos at home against us, this time in Vegas, struggling. And then the Chiefs again, this time in Kansas City. So after those 5, that's 4 more games, other than the Chiefs on the road that are very winnable. Then Buccaneers on the road, very winnable because, Baker Mayfield's a fraud. The Falcons, but they're coming to us. Very winnable game. Jaguars coming to us. Very winnable game. And then we go and we play Derek Carr and the Saints in New Orleans. But it's the second to the last game. Wait a minute. That's June 5th. Hold on. What's going on? Okay, yeah, no, okay. There's just one more game after that, and that's it. And so that being said, if the New Orleans Saints have their playoff position set, we may end up playing the Saints with no Derek Carr because they'll want to rest him and not risk him getting hurt, especially in a game against us. You know what I mean? Playing against his old squad. They're probably not going to be okay with that. Alexa, resume! All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force. For all you do, the energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice. Active and veteran, much love. Thank you all for tuning in. Please consider subscription to R8RBEAR family page on Facebook. And remember to like and subscribe on YouTube so you get my algorithm up and you see the R8RBEAR that much more on YouTube. Let's get my numbers up, guys. I love you so much. I'll see you tomorrow, R8RBEAR family page. Peace!